Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I'm making some bison patties, just very simple. And I have leftover gravy from the short ribs, so I'm going to use that to pour over them. I haven't decided how I want to season them, but they're very simple today. Because I bought them from the butcher and they only come in patties, and he said we already salted and peppered them. So I can't use any of my salt mixtures to go with it. But anyway, to go with them, I want to make a cheese and bacon wedges. Now you're going to need, put my glasses on. The title's always much larger than the rest. You're going to need to grease a baking sheet, and you're going to have to cook 4 slices of cooked bacon and drain it. All right, now I don't have a cookie sheet that's big enough to do a 9-inch circle, so hence I greased my pizza pan. I figured that'll do the job. Okay, so you're going to preheat your oven to 450. Don't worry, these are going to cook quick, so we don't have to worry. But of course the temperature is only 80 something degrees, so I can deal with that. So I like this recipe. It's quick and it's very easy to do. We need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'll put you down so you can actually see what I'm doing. All right. I need a tablespoon of wheat germ. This is formed like almost a biscuit, so I would put a tablespoon in. I don't think you need much more than that. All right, what's next on this list? We're going to need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. And yes, we're using our homemade one now that I know it does everything right. I just had to adjust it. I'm not ashamed of sitting there saying what I did. I threw out 3-4 dozen muffins trying to get it to work. It drove me crazy, but I did get it down. That's what happens when you try to do recipes and stuff. There's a lot of waste in it when you're learning to create recipes. Well, nobody will ever tell you that. I will. Right, we're going to have to mix this up before you do anything, or you'll end up with baking powder or the salt all clumped up, or the wheat germ. So mix these. So then when you go to put the shortening and stuff in it, you don't have a problem. All right. We need 1/3 cup of shortening. Now if I could get around these, I'll be happy too. Let's see, it has, this is soybean oil, hydrogenated palm oil, mono, and diglycerides, TBHQ, and citrus acid. See, that's what I'm trying to get away from. If I can make my own lard, I'll use lard instead of this, because I know lard has nutrients in it that we need, our body needs, and everything else. So I've got to learn to make lard. And there's many different, I've made goose. I haven't made some other ones, but it's been a long time. All right, it reads we need 1/3 cup of solid vegetable shortening. That is 5 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon, or you can measure it out 1/3 cup, or if you like to do it by weight, fill a 2-cup measurer to 1 2/3 cups of water add the shortening in until the water level gets up to 2. So there's just different ways you can do this. Let's see. I'm going to need a teaspoon and 5 tablespoons. The new math I can't figure out to save my life. So I just said I'm not even going to learn the new math. I don't even want to learn it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Europeans use it. That's fine. Don't ask me. Am I going to use this anymore? No. All right. Now you're going to work this in until you get a crumbly texture. That's why I go to the store. I'm so limited on what I can pick up if I want to get away from those chemicals as much as possible. I can't get rid of everything because they're getting everywhere. But when I saw a vegetable meat, I said, oh my God. Not touching it. They'll have a special name for cancer cells because they multiply in a hurry. They could grow in so-called meat. But you put that in your body, what do you think you're going to get? See how nice I did that? That's a good texture. Now, what do they want us to do? All right. You know that bacon? You're going to crumble it up into your flour. I already did it before I turned it on. I am so glad I can make my own baking powder. I make my own detergent. I make my own toothpaste, my tooth powder. Yeah, and I make my own salt. Now, I can make my own self-rising flour. What is it? Yeah, self-rising biscuit. I can sit there and make my own cornmeal self-rising. I can make my all-purpose flour. I have my own buttermilk going. I make my own yogurt culture. I got my sourdoughs going. Oh, I ordered the milk. It's coming in. I won't get it till next week, but I'm really excited. And I said, Sandy, really? Where are you going to put it? I have no idea. This is a large kitchen, but I just don't have counter space or enough cabinets for everything that I have. One day, maybe before I close my eyes, because I am 71, I can look like it. I hope to get this kitchen redone. And I want counter space. Boy, do I want counter and cabinets. And I want lights underneath so I can click it on if I'm working in a spot on the counter. And I want to do, I want the, like a marble looking concrete countertops because they're easy to clean and they're not going to crack and chop. But you definitely better, I got a big cutting board I just can't use it because there's just not enough space, and it's big enough that I can do a lot of work on it. I know you hate the cutting board that I use, but for those of you that don't know, that was the last thing in the kitchen that my husband bought for me, so I'm very sentimental about that one. I don't care how bad it looks, as long as it works, I'm going to continue using it. Oh, and I think I learned how I can make a live video. My son didn't have time, my other son didn't have time. They are so busy, and I said, oh man. So I went, and it said, where it says create, and I looked down at the bottom of my phone, and I said, there is no create here. I said, it's got this, this, and this. So I backed up and checked over again, and then I had this little cross. And I said, what's this? And I clicked it. And I think I did it. I am not sure, but I think I did. And next thing it starts asking me questions, and I start filling it out, and they say you have to wait 24 hours. And I said, okay, I can wait 24 hours. They said, because they have to check me out. I'm a real person. And that's nice, because some of you have asked when you can do a live video. I didn't know how to do it. I just started playing around. And then when I was showing my son, he said, click it. I said, I'm not ready to go live yet. He said, I have to wait 24 hours. He said, no, you do not. I said, yes, I do. It said I have to wait 24 hours. So I might be doing live videos. If I didn't do it right, well, you won't be seeing me live anytime soon until I figure it out. Because they're so busy. And I'm not computer savvy. Put me in a library, I'd probably do better. I can cross-reference. At least I learned how to do that in school. The biggest computer we had was an electric typewriter. Barry touched those keys and go, dun! We had to learn. I would like to get to meet you, and I guess the only way we could do it is on a live video. With my cooking, I can't answer your questions, or I can't, say good morning or anything, because I'm not fast enough. So maybe if I'm having coffee, well, my mushroom coffee or ice water or something, sit down and we can just say hi. Okay. We're going to mix this up. You better get a fork for this. Now the reason I want this mixed like this before, because they say add the bacon and cheese all at once, but the cheese will stick to the bacon and you won't get the flour sticking on the bacon, then you end up with clumps. And because I want this spread out uniformly, I want to make sure that all the bacon is coated first, and then we can do the cheese. Then we won't have a problem. All right, let's see how much cheese they want here. And we'll get this going. All right, they want 3 ounces. Let me get a knife. Trusty old knife. This is 8 ounces. So this is 4. All right, there's 4. This would be 2. This should be 3 ounces right here. Okay. We're gonna use cheddar cheese on this one. And you're gonna grater this in. 3 ounces of cheddar. I have a sharp one, but I didn't get it colored. I used the white cheddar. once again, you're going to do a fork because you want to coat this cheese. You don't want it all lumped in one spot. So when you coat it, they'll all separate. And then you'll have that cheese and bacon throughout all. If you don't take these little steps, it doesn't quite come out the way you want. And then you get frustrated because you didn't take that extra time that you need. Alright, you're going to make a well in the center of it. Now see, if you just pour it on top, it's going to spread out and then you don't get it mixed well. This is why they always tell you to make a well. Even with muffins, they'll tell you to do this because they want to make sure that you get the mixture even. And we need, okay, we need 3/4 of a cup of milk. To read to make sure. Alright, we're going to mix with a fork just until a soft dough forms. Then we're going to knead the dough 8 to 10 times. So let's get to that point. You see, when you go to mix it like this, it'll come together better. I have 4 more cookbooks coming in today. Okay, they want you to put some flour in your work area. They use the counter, the table. Some people have large cutting boards, and they do on wherever your work area is. You're adding flour. I'll turn you down a little more. And they said you might have to add more flour to prevent sticking. Really? I could have told you that. Right there. They want you to make a 9-inch circle. They're explicit about 9 inches. That's why I cut my pizza pan out. I have my ruler over there. Don't worry. It's not even 9 inches yet. Putting my hands in some flour so it doesn't stick to me. As you press out, if you use one hand to keep the arch of a circle, you'll come closer to getting a circle. That's why you see me using one hand. Patting the other one out. See? Isn't that nice how it works? Just a little extra patience and you get anything done. Supposed to use that one. Okay. How many wedges do you want me to cut it into? You want to make 8 wedges in this. For people who are bad at math, I'm going to show you how you can know you get it. We're going to take, we have a hole here, right? This is what they call a hole because it's one big piece. And I'm going to be a math teacher right now. This is how I got my sons to do their math. Because this new math was driving them crazy. I couldn't figure it out. And Grandpa was definitely helping them. All right, we got a hole. We're going to cut this right in half. Okay, now we have 2 halves. 2/2, as they say if you write it in a fraction. We are going to take this and now we're going to cut it in 4ths. One, 2, 3, 4. Now we are going to sit there and we're going to cut it in 8. You need to get 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. We'll have 8 pieces. So we're going to go just like this and watch. Sometimes you need a show and tell to understand your fractions. And we're going to take these other 2 here. Now, did I get 8? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how you do your fractions. I hope that helps you. Now we're going to bake these. Now see, they're already separated, so they'll bake. That's not the problem. You don't have to, when they say, and I will read this if you do things like this, it will say, they say, cut into 8 equal wedges, cutting through dough, but not separating, but they're going to be slightly separated because we did slice and separate the dough. So we're going to cook this 12 to 15 minutes. Oh, that's easy, around an hour, okay. And I will see you then. Okay, I'm going to get them out. Oh, they are hot. Now, because I used white cheddar, you're not going to see the cheese as much on it, except unless it's out on the outer edges. And we're going to get this cool. Here it is. Just going to make sure it's not sticking. Slide it off to cool. And there it is. I'm not going to try it. This is really, really hot. So anyway, listen, take care and enjoy the weather. We're back in the 80s, which I'm happy about. Take care. Bye-bye.